Friday, the 7th of August 2020. To my non-Polish speakers, to my non-Polish speaking listeners or audience, um, or friends, should there be any. My situation has changed drastically. It changed yesterday in quite an unexpected way. And to be honest, I don't know what to do with it. Before I say whatever else, I want to emphasize that I am a spiritual being, but I'm also a human being. And as such, I believe in the importance of parents. So this is not exactly that I owe my life to my parents, because as a spirit I must have lived. But it is thanks to my parents that I came to this world, where I came to this world as the child of my parents. And then, more than that, that I actually grew up as a happy child. Whatever other circumstances of life were. Which I'm saying to emphasize the importance of my parents to me. Yesterday, the Polish president was sworn. There was the celebration of the oath, the presidential oath to the Constitution of Poland. And I have no idea how it really I'm looking for the right word. Not functions, not works. How it really is, I think. In this higher world of what is what, where and when and how, and what it really means. But the president made the oath with my palm. Especially the center of the palm is important. So it felt pretty much, when I was watching it, as I had been being sworn by someone else, specifically by Andrzej Duda. And I don't know if he can do it at all. And I don't know how to relate to it. Obviously, I'm the victim of the current Poland, of the Republic of Poland, perhaps I should put it this way. But that for me obviously means also that Poland is reaching. And I don't know how to relate to it, even if I took out of whatsoever considerations the problem with the Republic of Poland, because I believe that if that spiritual Poland wanted to have me, the Poland should have been protecting me, and it has not been the case. I am the virgin. I am the spiritual person. I am the daughter. I am even the granddaughter. And I was to be the wife and the mother, the grandmother, and so on. Even if I were to choose, as they call it, the spinster life, or I would rather say the maiden life, I would certainly remain a virgin. and live in the spiritual world, where there's no place for all the sexuality you have built into my makeup, so to say, the physical makeup. So I don't know how to relate to it. And I'm just saying it because this is really something that I have no reference for. I knew I could be the president of Poland. When I thought of my role in politics, I thought of being obviously the Minister of Education. It's obvious. But it started with the mediator in the conflict with the extreme Islam. Or perhaps it had started even earlier as the problem of terrorism as such, with this task, with this subject, with this theme I was to work on intellectually in the first year of my studies, which concerned the conflict in the Northern Ireland, the conflict between Catholics and Protestants. So this is really where the subject started in my life. So it was 1993 or 1994. And suddenly, in all that tragedy of my life unfolding every day, I get this connection, which I don't know, perhaps others treat it differently, but for me this is, in terms of the relation to the state, to the political organization of spiritual life. So this is really the top. In terms of states, because there are other organizations of life, but in terms of politics understood as states, which I am for, because I am for national states, not to confuse with insane nationalism, but definitely for the existence of the states, which somehow create this framework, physical framework for life that is spiritual. The soul of the nation. I am in Romanticism. This is the romantic thinking of the nation having the soul. I don't know what to do with it. I just started my holiday. I got enrolled on the FutureLearn course, screenwriting. I started reading Little Women so that I would be able to watch the movie, so that I would be able to read the script and relate to it later on. It goes very slowly. It's very difficult for me because under the physical conditions, I can think, I can relate, I can respond, I can discuss, debate things, I can read a little bits, but this where I'm trying to break through it and get myself to going through all of it, like reading the whole novel and then reading. I have a lot of things on my list. So this is, you can see the program of my academy. This is huge, and this is what I was to devote my life to. After the many conflicts which took me out of the center in terms of politics or life, social life, cultural life, and so on, I was to, okay, so you had made me a public enemy, then I will live my own life and create my own academy, which is much higher still, and my queendom, which is even higher than the academy, because academy is under this new entity, the spiritual entity. So this is an update. Agnieszka Bata, Magdalena Ronik. I wanted to finish it because 10 minutes have gone. I can record now only this way because my camera in my laptop was broken, and then I cannot get it back. For they have changed the parameters for they have changed the parameters. I had the original Microsoft programs with the original disk in my laptop. I paid for it, so I should be getting all upgrades. But when they attacked me and took it to the point of the pharmaceutical intervention in the body through the decision of the court of law to make me undergo psychiatric treatment, even though I had been perfectly sane and I had never ever had any kind of that treatment before. I had hardly ever used any drugs in case of illnesses. I had not been ill to start with. I also mean other illnesses. And if I had had something wrong with my body, I would just ignore it, and then it would be gone. And that was going on for years. So after that, I was in a specific state, and they damaged my laptop. I could not switch it on, so I went to get it. I gave it to the shop to get it repaired, and they suggested changing the hard disk, changing the disk. So I got all I had in my laptop taken or uploaded, or whatever the correct word is, on a disk that I can take with me where I go, and I got a new one for this computer. But to all appearances, it is of a lower quality and not as modern as the original one, the one I had. And it means I cannot get updates. So right now it's not unclear whether I cannot start my S camera because the parameters do not meet the requirements, or whether it's being continually kept under damage, so to say, so that you could not see what they have done to my body simply, so that you could not see my face in the camera. So this is the situation, more or less. There are lies, slanders, libels, etc. There's a family tragedy happening all the time, and I cannot see any stop to it. Basically, all the prostitution world, all the left-wing people, the Assange people that have nothing to do with my life are unbearable. So this is the kind of prison one could hardly imagine as existing at all, and they have made it real. I believe I will focus on learning foreign languages, reading. I'll do as much of the course as I can. I thought that it was a good idea to learn to write scripts. I think I could create movies, but this is not, I made a joke about creating a movie that would give Tom Cruise an Oscar. That would be really winning over Tom Cruise, wouldn't it? But I don't want to respond in that way. I want to do what I want to do and to create my world, which is romantic, virginal, pure, magical, idealistic, Pesanian. Agnieszka Barda, Magdalena Roli.